So we're going to do a goofy little repair video today. We're working on a 2018 Tesla Model 3 and we've got some electrical system issues. As you can see, we've got a veritable comedy of errors in here. Front drive inverter not found, pedal monitor errors, CAN bus errors, all sorts of fun stuff. And when we step on the brake, we get this wonderful ratchet chattering noise from the ABS unit. And also the brakes don't work very well. When you go to stop, the vehicle will actually fight you to avoid coming to a stop. Now, I've actually already done most of the diagnosis and figured out what the problem is here, so you're going to miss out on all that fun. But what we came up with is we've got this connector right here inside the frunk area, and we've got a broken wire. This I've already cut in preparation for repairing it. This is the party CAN bus going to the front drive unit. This is connector X911. And this is the female half going down to the drive unit. This half goes into the vehicle harness. If you look at the other lead of that same CAN bus, which is this white wire right here, you can see a little crimp in the insulation, just a little indentation right there. That was the same thing I found on the blue wire. The blue wire actually tested open with the multimeter. The white wire does test good with the multimeter, but I'm going to cut that one and repair it as well, just to avoid problems going forward. I'll share a little bit of my diagnostic procedure while you look at this cool little animation here on the screen. I was suspecting a CAN bus error because I was seeing the intermittent communication with the iBooster and the ABS unit showing up in service mode, so I was chasing around the CAN bus through the various connectors. The one down in the driver's footwell, that one's a notorious problem. That one was fine. Then when I got to tracing using the schematics through the CAN bus going to the front, I took apart that connector that I was pointing at there and probed the pins in it for the two CAN buses that are there. There's the vehicle CAN and the party CAN. They are on, the vehicle CAN is on pins 2 and 3, the party CAN is on pins 14 and 15. And if we look at the schematics, which I might throw up in here if I feel like doing some video production, the front drive inverter contains a 720 ohm terminating resistor on each of those CAN buses. And when I was probing the connector, I saw that resistor on the vehicle CAN bus, but not on the party CAN. So then we start looking at the wiring, and fortunately, just inches away from the connector right there, we found a fault. So just for my own personal amusement and for the body of science, I have patched in a 750 ohm resistor as a terminator on the two leads of this CAN bus. It's completely disconnected from the front drive unit at this point and is just terminated with the resistor here. If we do that, the front drive unit errors and a variety of stability control errors still show up in the service mode. However, the vehicle is still drivable. It will disable the front motor, and the brake unit does work properly with this termination resistor here. So apparently the chattering and the pitching a fit from the ABS unit and from the iBooster was as a result of interference from the unterminated CAN bus. Well, I have not showcased my elite soldering skills for you because I am shooting this with my phone and I cannot hold my phone and operate a soldering iron at the same time. I do, however, endorse these cheap tools right here. I think these things are from Walmart or something. Battery-operated soldering iron and a little heat gun. These things are dirt cheap and they work great for stuff like this. So we've patched up the connector. Had both wires cut and resoldered and covered with shrink wrap. This is that shrink wrap that's got a glue sort of stuff inside of it, so it'll seal and prevent water incursion into there. As you may be able to tell, I've used a slightly different shade of blue right there to repair the missing segment of that blue wire. There's actually a very good reason for that. That being that if you change the color of that wire, the front drive inverter will detect that change and you will essentially get the acceleration boost feature for free without having to pay for it. Or possibly I just didn't have any light blue wire. But we've got this buttoned up, we've got the shrink wrap on here. We'll snap that connector back onto its retainer, and then we'll hop inside and see what happens. So here we are now back inside. Let's stomp on the brake pedal to turn the power on and cross our fingers and see what happens. Look at that. Everything's green. No more pitch and a fit from the brake unit. Looking pretty good. Can we put her in drive? Sure enough. Well, doesn't like that very much, but who cares? Alright, believe that's problem solved. Go for a test drive. We'll do the final close-up on it. Hope this one's fixed and we don't have to shell out $900 to the service center.